Go. Let's go live. Hey, it's Marilyn Devonish here from transformationstm.com, and I just wanted to share with you another quick mindset tip while we all sit here in the midst of the coronavirus outbreak and pandemic. So the third tip is, again, going to keep them short, going to keep them simple. It's connect. Now, I know there are a lot of people out there who maybe already work from home. So initially it kind of feels like, oh, well, it's business as usual. But one of the things that will be missing, and that probably wasn't present when you're working from home previously, is enforced isolation. Now, we had self-isolation. So if people were thinking, oh, you know, I'm a bit vulnerable, I'll stay in. And then suddenly nobody is allowed out unless you're a key worker or you're going out for essentials. So that's a whole different ball game. So even if you're used to working from home, you're probably not used to the fact that you've been completely cut off, and some of you might be with your families, but I know there are a lot of people who are separated, or maybe you've got an elderly relative and somebody you see on a regular basis. And so this is a time really to make use of the things that are at our fingertips. So pretty much everyone except me uses a mobile phone. So making a quick phone call to someone. I'll point over there for the phone because my desk phone is there, which I actually do use a lot because I do telephone coaching sessions, sending a text message, FaceTime, Skype. Seriously, the possibilities are endless nowadays, and it's never going to be a complete replacement for face-to-face, but I say in these situations and circumstances, it's better than nothing. And one of the things I have found is when I randomly message people, and even, you know, sending an email, if you're kind of old school again, those messages always come at just the right time, or people are like, oh my God, thank you so much for thinking of me. And so it's going to make even more of a difference in the current climate, because I know a lot of people are feeling the pressure of being cut off. I co-hosted a meeting earlier this week, a couple of days ago, something we do here in Watford. It's called Watford Wellness, and it's a collaboration between the Watford Chaplain, the local Chamber of Commerce, our local MP, who is the health and wellbeing champion for Watford Borough Council, and then there are 3 practitioners, of which I'm one. And so we co-founded that group, and every month we meet in Watford, and we're there available to businesses who work in the central Watford area if they want to come and talk about mental health, emotional wellbeing. It's also open to practitioners who want to come and network and connect, and it's also open to the residents. And we had to do that online this time round. But it's that whole piece again, even doing it online. People say, oh my God, it's really lovely to see you. Was looking forward to the meeting, but of course we can't make it now. So here we all are. But the whole premise of that is about that sense of connection and that sense of community. So it's hugely important, and don't underestimate the importance of that in terms of the reaching out whenever you possibly can. And we had somebody on the meeting this week who was from the Samaritans, and they were talking about the massive increase in calls that they've had, which is understandable given everything that's going on, because this is impacting your health, because people's health is at risk. And, you know, we've seen the headlines with that. There's also your financial stability, your financial well-being, your livelihood that comes into the mix. Then there's this kind of social aspect, and then there's the scarcity aspect with everybody going crazy and stock buying. So there's a lot coming at one time. And so I'd say give your mind and body a chance to process that. But also one of the things she was saying in terms of they've had a really big increase in the number of calls, and they've also had a big increase in the number of calls they haven't been able to take. And that's where then our community, our friends that we can connect in with, and even something like this is a Facebook Live. So when you're doing a Facebook Live, those of you who know it, you're pretty much talking to yourself some of the time until people see the stream and they come on. But even when people come on, they don't always pose questions. And so I would say if you're someone who does Facebook Lives, then this is the time where you're inviting your community to come in. Even if you just say, hey, just say hi, put hello in the thing, how are you doing, and just kind of keeping the dialogue going that way. So connect as much as you possibly can. And your form of connection might be putting your posts out on social media, because there is that little dopamine hit for many when somebody presses like. puts a love heart on it or shares it. So I'd say this is a time to keep doing that and do even more of that, because I think it's going to be important to find a way to make up for the loss of human contact. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. If you've got questions, if you've got queries, then please feel free to let me have them. And I might maybe turn some of those into these little mini videos as well. If you've got any questions or queries, you can send them. You can put a note under the thread if it's not something personal. You can DM me, or you can drop me an email. It's marilyn@transformationstm.com, and it's going along the bottom of the screen, but it's there as well. Let me put it up there. So it's Marilyn, Marilyn, at trance, TRANCE, formation, so F for Freddy, FORMATIONS, trademark.com. So if you've got any questions, if you've got any queries, and if you're on this on YouTube, then just scroll down and put something in the comments, and I will cycle back and I will answer those for you. Oh, hi, Ulf, how are you? Brilliant. So Ulf says, I'm starting a Facebook Live from next week. Excited. Brilliant. Brilliant. I will look out for that. Hi, Evangelina. How are you? Thank you for joining me. And I was just saying a few minutes ago, this is the time when you see your friends doing Facebook Live, at least pop in and just say a little hello. So you get that sense of connection. You get that sense of contact, because as this rolls on now, I'm hoping, I know I'm wildly optimistic, but I am actually hoping that in a couple of weeks' time, this is all done and dusted. Everybody is back in good health. We've got a handle on this thing, and we're allowed out of our homes again to do what we're always doing. However, if in 3 or 4 or 5 weeks' time this is still the case, that connection piece is going to be so massively important. Evangelina says, I really want to do Facebook Lives. I've been wanting to like forever, but I have never seemed to pluck up the courage, and I need to overcome this and just do it. Evangelina, you're a singer. You already know that your voice is beautiful, and you know that you're gorgeous to look at. So I would say just get on with it. Press that button, speak to your audiences, and even if you didn't want to talk, maybe you would share a few bars of one of your songs with us, because I've seen it. I mean, I'm a fan of massive fan of Jack Savoretti, for example, and he and Gary Barlow, they were both in their respective homes. So Jack is playing the piano, Jack is playing the guitar, Gary Barlow is playing the piano, and they basically did a duet on Facebook Live. And I've seen a lot of artists doing that. You've got all the DJs, a lot of them are on Instagram doing these kind of all night 9-hour DJ parties. And so I think maybe you could just give us a few bars of a song just to start off with, and give us a little mini preview of a forthcoming concert that you'll be doing when we are out of lockdown. I think that could be really great fun. I love your hair, by the way. Might wait until the wig arrives. I saw that thing about the wig. Are you totally getting a wig? I can't wait to see it. Seriously, maybe you ought to just do the Facebook Live first of all to do the reveal of the wig. That would be amazing. And so that is such a good idea. I'm full of good ideas. Trust me. Brilliant. Oh, fantastic. And it is really lovely to connect with you all. And for those of you who are watching the replay, feel free to put a note in the thread. Of course, I will reply if you just even want to pop in and say hello. So Evangelina says, you've given me the push, I will do it. Brilliant. I look forward to seeing that. I really do. And, for artists and performers, I was saying to a friend of mine yesterday, and then I sent her an email to give her another nudge today, but she's got friends who are in the performing arts. And I says, look, I've seen so many performers just basically giving live concerts and giving us little excerpts of what they do, because people are a captive, we're not completely captive audience. We've got we've got so many channels, TV, radio, Facebook, news feeds, whatever. So it's not that they're just sitting there waiting for you, but they're more of a captive audience. And I think it could be a way we're going to get to know some people that previously we might not have even heard of, and they wouldn't have come on our radar. So I say this is definitely the time to do that for sure. Oh my God, really? So Ulf says all the streaming gear is wildly increasing in price these days. Well, if the kind of the news reports that I saw that people were selling toilet paper for up to £100 a packet and hand sanitizer for £15 and £20, then what you're saying there actually doesn't surprise me, sadly. But hey, but oh, your setup is just gorgeous. One of the things on my wish list is a really good camera. I mean, the one I've got is the top of the range from the Logitech sort of desk range. However, it's still not as crisp and as clear as the stuff I see with you. So no way, €300. Jeepers. Oh my God, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh well, I'll be saying to people, make do with the camera that's already on your machine. That's crazy. But hey, that's the way of the world. And I guess one of the things I'm not saying it's right and I don't agree with it. And I think for me, the flip side is people are kind of going, well, my livelihood has just gone boom. So they're going to kind of take the money where they can get it. And if people go, oh my God, I want it almost at any cost, then and that's the sad consequence of it, really. So yeah, I won't be buying one right now. I'll be waiting for sure until that gets a bit more sensible. But yeah, that's a little bit crazy, really is. Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for coming out to play. Evangeline says £10 for a pack of 9 loo rolls last week in the local corner shop. Yes, absolutely. And my sister saw the same thing, and I thought she was sort of joking. She went, no, because she was like, oh, they've got plenty. Was going to go in and then saw the price. I was like, I don't think so. So it's a Camlink 4K sold out. Wow. That's it. But people are realizing now they kind of got to they want to get on this train. And I did an interview out in LA just now before this, and they were saying, how has my life changed as a result of what's happening? And I said, to be honest with you, my day-to-day life is kind of business as usual, because I've been a flexible working implementation consultant since 2003. So that means going into organizations to show them how to implement smart, remote and flexible working strategies and policies. That was my job. I did that for 9 solid years initially, going into organizations, everything from ripping down, I wasn't personally ripping down the walls. We're working with builders and architects, but ripping down walls to recreate the spaces, working with ergonomic furniture designers to make sure people are sitting more comfortably, right through to running training sessions, briefing sessions, workshops for staff to show them how to work flexibly, procurement of technology to support that, because 17 years ago, things were very different to the way they are now, right through to the whole piece about looking at mindset and well-being and strategies for actually working productively from home. So that's been my life for the last 17 years. In terms of my coaching and therapy, I've been doing that for 20 years. And for 15 of that, in 2005, I started working with clients by phone and online. And then, as you guys know, if you follow me on my e-newsletter or on social media, I'm always playing with tech. And so I've started running teleseminars in 2005, and in 2016 started rolling out video webinar workshops. So in terms of the flexible working, the working online, the technology piece, that's my day to day. So that bit really hasn't changed. I was saying the key thing that's changed is not being able to nip out, go for a run, go for a walk, and be out and about talking to people, going to meetings, networking events, partying, etc. Oh, brilliant. Also, I've got a pack of toilet paper today. Be happy with what you get. And I'm telling you, on the interview I just did, I says, look, one of the things I think we're realizing now is how much we value human contact and we value our freedom. And I said on the interview, I said, it's a random example, but my Sky Plus box stopped working yesterday, and it was out of action for 14 hours until I decided to just blast it with some energy because I was getting a bit naffed off. But that's a whole other story. But I said, when it actually came back to life after a bit of hoona, I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy. And I'm like, Marilyn, it's an inanimate object. But I just realized how much, after a really long day, how much I enjoy just sitting down and watching a movie. It's a really simple thing. So I do agree that after all this is over, we're probably going to be doubly grateful for some of the things and even some of the people we might have inadvertently, accidentally taken for granted. So yeah, I think there's a seismic shift coming, and also a seismic shift coming in the way that we work, because this is going to open people up to a whole different world. For some of them, it won't suit them. For others, I'll go, this is kind of cool. So, and as my practitioners will know, I've been kind of gently bullying them for at least the last 10 years to start moving stuff offline to online and creating packages and programs, etc. I even created the Practitioner Insider Secrets workshop to do exactly that, probably 4 or 5 years ago now. So yeah, but I think it's going to, when we are let out again, I think it's going to be a wonderful form of kind of celebration for sure. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for watching me. Thank you, Angelina and Ulf, for wonderful conversation and discussion. I've absolutely loved that. And that has fulfilled the very thing this video was about in terms of getting that interaction and connection, because I now go away from this feeling as though, well, not feeling as though, I have actually had a couple of really fantastic conversations. So thank you, thank you, thank you. That was amazing. Evangelina says, me too. One of my favorite things to do. That is absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can talk for, I did an interview with a journalist today for a piece that's going to be coming out. I think it's for the, yeah, it's for the Daily Mail. And we were talking, and she's going, oh my God, wow, this is amazing, this is amazing, this is fantastic, thank you so much, this story is going to write itself. And I says, yeah, when I was growing up, the problem was getting me to talk, and now the problem is getting me to shut up. So, you know, I do love a good bit of conversation. Evangeline says, so lovely to chat with you, have a lovely evening. You too, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the wig. Cool, we'll have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are across the globe. I will catch you all later. Bye bye.